first, hi Mark, how are you? You and I have met before. I don't know if we've done something like this or we met live at TechCon.
We met live actually at a Seagray event. We were out in Kansas City.
I remember now. Yeah, Kansas City. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yep, Kansas City.
Absolutely.
I think we published that as part of the whole Seagray event that published it in a magazine. Anyway, this is not gonna. It might go in a magazine depending upon how well all of you guys do. But what we really want to do is do something at the event and then publish it after the event
Sure.
and kind of build up momentum. The big objective here from a planning standpoint is just to get more people to see what the event is and expand. We don't want to make it's that catch-22. We want more people to come, but we want to keep the nature of what the event is kind of unique. And you get unique when it's smaller. When you get a bigger event, it just gets harder. So there's one edge pushing us to make it big, and another saying, no, keep it unique. And we're going, oh, well, we'll figure out what happens.
It's the Goldilocks syndrome. You want it just right.
Yeah, we got to get it in the middle. So let's make something that helps it be not too warm, not too cold, but just right. First question I've got for you, and try to finish it in 2 to 3 minutes, because we're going to snippet it and use it for a lot of social media. And the rule of thumb is people won't listen beyond 3 minutes. That rule came from Google, who bought YouTube, who's now creating a whole shorts thing with 3-minute or less videos to drive people to their YouTube channels to keep them on YouTube. And if they did that, they must have done the research, right?
Well, there's a combo. Part of that is TikTok is what has driven that, and TikTok's being successful. So that's part of what they want to compete with.
Aren't they supposed to be thrown out like here sometime soon? Hopefully.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of people trying to save that, so we'll wait and see what happens. But yeah, there are some significant SIP issues and personal data issues with the way that data is formed and collected. And in my case, my company's basically banned us from doing anything with that format or that profile. And that also you'll see across DOE as part of our critical infrastructure protocol, which is one of the things that we discuss at these types of meetings, is that those burgeoning threats that occur that could cause wide area outages due to some type of a bad actor.
All right. I want you to say that again. Okay. So you can have a couple of 2 to 3 minute snippets. Okay. I'm just saying you got to give me one, a little bit of a break, give me 2, give me 3, and then we'll go to the next question. What do you want? What do you like about this specific upcoming event? So first of all, so Mark, I know you are an advocate of TechCon conference, which has been around now 20 some odd years, right?
Yeah, it's been around a while. Yeah. And it's grown.
And I think the nature of it is going to mean it's going to grow, because I've been to 2 of them now. And I think it's one of the best technical conferences I attend every year. And I go to Seagray and I go to IEEE, and there's something about this. And I think it's the people like you, the practitioners, who actually bring the content that make it work. So tell me what you like about, or what you value in previous conferences you've been part of.
Sure. One of the things that I really enjoy about TechCon is the new technologies that are being presented. This is kind of like late breaking news. This is the relevant equipment or challenges that we have right now in the industry. And a lot of what you see in some of the other conferences is more of the same. It's what happened the year before. And a lot of what we do at TechCon are those challenges right now we have as application or operation engineers, but also we cover topics like maintenance. And that's not something that you get a lot of, particularly at some of the conferences. They're really not allowed to talk about cost and things of that nature, where it's not something that we push at TechCon, but you'll get somebody that's going to talk about condition-based monitoring and what that impact it has on your asset management. If you're an asset manager, this is one of those conferences that I got a lot out of. I talk about specific operational things, but that doesn't mean that I bolt for the airport. I actually stick around because I'm learning as well at this conference. And that's one of the things that I've gotten out of this in the past is all of those subjects that as an asset owner I touch on, which is pretty neat. It's a combination. We've got tutorial type information. Particularly, I sat in on an underground session, which I'm trying to learn more about. In the past, underground's becoming real relevant because right-of-ways are now packed full. So there's a wide variety of subjects there for utility people, but all of these things will touch in on or applications on different aspects of what we have, like challenges with data centers and things of that nature. It's funny how all these different things meld together. So I highly encourage people that do what I do from the industry to see. That's what I've seen in the past.
Okay, that's excellent. Speaking on that, the idea that you present, so you're bringing knowledge, current knowledge that you're dealing with, and then you stay and you get current knowledge. So the networking part of that has got to be a great value.
You have people that are the tops in the industry at this conference, and that's correct. Networking with these experts has great value today and in the future. I always tell people that somebody in the industry has seen the problem or knows about who to go to help fix some of the problems that you have in the industry. And that could be some of the people that come from other utilities or manufacturers that are there. Or it could be some of the experts that you're going to run into. Some of the presentations will actually cover the topic that you're struggling with right now, which is, to me, it's like gold because you spend maybe money going to some type of training or tutorial, and yet you're learning about other things. And then at the same time, here's something that I'm working on today, and they're talking about it right now, and I'm learning about that, becoming efficient. It's a really neat aspect because a lot of the other conferences are primarily technical, more university oriented, where you have both here. You have the high intellectual aspects of modeling and things of that nature, but there's so much practical focus on this and not just university type focuses on things that are academic. You get a little bit of both, but I really like the aspect that these people are working on the problems that I have today in my industry.
And I see the visual behind you is the problems that people like you have in the industry because you've got that's a field service function back there. Let's switch again. You've seen, I assume, the schedule that we put together. Herm does an amazing job of taking 50 pages of things that we do in a planning meeting. So you've seen what we end up with the panel, the tutorials, the panels, the tutorials. Talk a little bit about this upcoming conference that's being held in Atlanta, my hometown, this coming March. Talk a little bit about that. What are you looking forward to?
Well, the first day, there's actually a tutorial type session on transformers and transformer design. And it's the things that we have, the problems that we have with transformers today, or the needs that we have for transformers today are different when I started the industry more than 40 years ago. And that's one of the things that they'll talk about, monitoring, but those aspects in design, how things like GIC might affect geomagnetic currents, might affect how you want to design or even operate that transformer. Those are not things that we thought about, and most of our transformers that are in our industry aren't focused around those needs or aspects. Environmental issues, whether to go with traditional mineral oils or esters that you might need. Those are some of the topics we'll do in the first day. Then we're going to get into some operational issues. I will actually be on a panel where I'm talking about mobiles. You can see the mobile behind me. That's a mobile StatCom, and I'm going to talk about all of those tools that we have and need. And so there'll be a good panel session of several different operational needs. And then you're going to learn about several other topics, whether it's high voltage equipment or applications. And the application piece is really interesting to me because one of the things that I like to do is take the information that I learn and bring it back to my team. And that really shows the value to my company of allowing people to go to these types of conferences. Right. Is not just in raising me up, but I'm actually able to raise my entire team up by bringing these new concepts and network. We may even invite some of these people to come to my company for a specific project that we have going on. And it's this grid transformation. There's a wide area of needs of new knowledge and new tools that we need in order to be able to not only meet the new demands which are growing, but also deal with this new inverter-based generation, as well as the inverter-based loads that are around. And so you're going to get a nice mixture of those topics. And particularly, one of the things that I really like as well is they have a social there that you really get to talk to people up front. All of the experts are there, utility people there. It's a very relaxing atmosphere, which is a little different than some of the conferences I go to where there's politics and people are bloviating, and this is more of a down to earth where guys just getting together and talking about needs and what's going on at their company and the industry, and getting a chance we talk about that network. But that to me, that's the valuable network that you get, is in a relaxed atmosphere. Everybody puts down their guard and gets a chance to really talk to the people and find out who they are. And, some of it also, you may change directions in your career. You realize that that's a really neat topic. Well, I might be working on system protection today, but these applications over here in inverters for solar, that might be something that I would be really interested in getting involved in. And how am I doing today of what I'm going to do with my career tomorrow? So I would even draw in that it's not just a matter of bringing that information back to the career or me learning, but also me making decisions on what I want to do with my career. And one of the things I love about this industry, I've had many careers with the utilities in my 40 years. I've moved around and done a lot of different, really interesting things that have all come into play. And this is one of those things where you get a chance to be exposed to a lot of different topics in a very short time period.
I think too, Mark, one of the reasons some utilities don't want to send people is they don't want them exposed, and suddenly they've gone to another person. So they're trying to close it off, and it doesn't work. Frankly, it doesn't work. And it is limiting those people who want to stretch, like you've stretched and grown, and from a practical standpoint, know it. Anyway, this has been great.